Hello everyone and welcome back to Gurukul UTV. Today I'm going to talk about yet another interesting episode of technology, and today we are going to cover Internet of Things, that's IoT. We are hearing a lot of buzz about this IoT word in the current market trend, technology trend, and we'll try to understand why this IoT is so important for the future and how it's gonna be revolutionary, change the entire technology and the way how we are going to work with different devices in the future. So let's try to understand about IoT. First, history of IoT. IoT has evolved from the convergence of wireless technologies, micro electromechanical systems, microservices, and the internet. The convergence has helped tear down the silos between operational technology and information technology, enabling unstructured machine generated data to be analyzed for insights to drive improvements. So initially, all these different technologies used to work independently. The wireless technology, the electrical machines, the mechanical machines, the electronic machines, the microservices, the internet, everyone used to work individually and there was no link between each other. IoT played a very important role. It acts as a convergence, a merger of all these different data coming from these devices. The data coming from all these devices are being merged together to the unstructured data. It is being utilized through data mining, and you utilize it for a better understanding to make much better work and to make decisions also based on different sensors, and that's how you actually make the machine more intelligent. Okay, you make machine more intelligent by using these IoT sensors and devices and by using the data coming out from all these different technical devices and the machines. So let's see how exactly it works. An IoT ecosystem consists of web-enabled smart devices that use embedded processors, sensors, and communication hardware to collect, send, and act on data they acquire from their environments. IoT devices share the sensor data they collect by connecting to an IoT gateway or other edge device where data is either sent to the cloud to be analyzed or locally analyzed. So as it states, you have the IoT device contains the microprocessors which actually collect data from different sources. These sources could be your different hardware devices, and it sends the information of all these data to the cloud. So if there are multiple devices, then it will go to IoT gateway, and from the IoT gateway it will go to the cloud where the data will be analyzed, and based on that data the reportings or particular actions can be taken care of. Sometimes these devices communicate with each other related devices and act on the information they get from one another. The devices do most of the work without human intervention, although people can interact with the devices, for instance, to set up them up, give them instructions, or access the data. The connectivity, networking, and communication protocols used with these wireless devices largely depend on the specific IoT applications deployed. So the machines can also communicate among themselves using the IoT devices, and also they can take necessary actions based on the commands which are fed into these IoT processors. So this is the graphical representation of what is the entire process about. So first is collecting the data from these devices, then collate and transfer the data, and then analyze the data and take the action. So these are the three major points. First, so collection of data happens from IoT device, that is a sensor. It could be antenna, it could be a microcontroller. Then the data is being then sent to collated and sent to for the data transfer. That's IoT hub or the gateway that collects all the data. The gateway collects all the data and then it gives for the send it to the cloud to analyze the data. User interface could be a smartphone, a machine, or a business application, or a backend system. Now, what are the benefits of IoT? The Internet of Things offers a number of benefits to organizations, enabling them to monitor their overall business processes, improve the customer experience, save time and money, enhance employee productivity, integrate and adapt business models, make better business decisions, and generate more revenue. So IoT encourage companies to rethink the ways they approach their business, industries, and markets, and give them the tools to improve their business strategies. So these are all the benefits of an IoT. Actually, it does a lot of important things for you. It saves time, experience, money, productivity increases, a lot of things it do. It makes your decision making tasks faster, and many times you don't need a human intervention. These machines talk to themselves and take decisions based on your program decisions. Now this is the diagram of platform, IoT platform. You can see that starts with the hardware at the lower level, then middleware in the middle where IoT platform is, and application at the top layer. So in the lower hardware layer, what we have is mobility, tag, beacon, sensors, health and device, consumer, electronics, automotive, embedded hardware. So what the old lower part level is doing is, it is the sensors of the lower layer is sending the data. So the task of the lower layer is to send the data to the IoT platform, that's the middleware. This platform is nothing but it's a gateway who is going to collect the data from the IoT device, from the devices below, and then it's gonna send that data to the cloud at various locations who are going to use it in the application. So the data collected from these devices through the gateway going to the application, where at the application layer you have data storage or analytics, you have consumer application, you have industrial application, business application, or any other application. So these applications collect the data using the IoT gateway, and then they make specific decisions and ask these devices to perform certain tasks based on the decisions or the criteria or conditions that is embedded into the IoT processors. Now this is another diagram in more in detail, which talks about let's say you have camera, sensor, variables, meter, medical, vertical. So it goes to IoT gateway, then the infrastructure, and then communication happens. Then you have configuration management, software updates are being sent through the cloud, data collection, messaging, identity management. So you also have to make sure that only trusted devices are talking to each other, and another one cannot enter into it. Then at the application level, you have reportings, visualization, analytics, rule engine, and alerting. So you can be alerted to certain events using IoT. For example, if it's a refrigerator and you have no more apples, so the refrigerator can tell you that okay, you need to buy more apples. So it can alert you. Special conditional rules are being implied, reportings, visualizations are being done. So all these things are being taken care by the IoT technology. Now, what are the IoT applications? Some of the major applications of IoT you can see here is a smart car. So nowadays you see there's a lot of smart car being coming up, also Tesla and a lot of the other cars who have sensors who take decisions. So IoTs is very important in this. They can communicate to the cloud and updates can be sent to these cars. Variables, you have smart applications, just as I told you, the applications of fridge, wherein the fridge can tell you that okay, how much levels you need to have for the ice or for water, or if you specify that okay, I need to keep two packets of milk, so if there is only one packet it can alarm you. The smart buildings where we are talking about CCTV cameras, access controls, so again that can be controlled using the IoT devices. Smart homes, again Wi-Fi enabled homes can happen. You can say that okay, light off, light on. So you, with your verbals, things can happen, they can take control. If suppose you forgot to switch on a particular light or switch off a particular light, then by using your mobile remotely you can switch on or off the light electricity. In case if you left the gas on, the sensor can detect and can tell you that okay, you have the gas on. If you want, you can press a button and it can switch it off for you. So all these things can be done. Smart TV, smart farming, smart health, smart city. So here whenever we're talking about smart, we always talk about IoT, because IoT makes things smart, makes your machine smart. Why smart? Because whatever the data is being gathered from these devices, the sensors can actually sense, and then they can send the data to the gateway, and the gateway can send it further for the application can tell you okay what needs to be done, and then the same can be passed on. So all these devices become smart. IoT security and privacy issues. The Internet of Things collects billions of devices to the internet, connects billions of devices to the internet, and involves the use of billions of data points, all of which need to be secured. Due to its extended attack surface, IoT security and IoT privacy are cited as most major concerns. So that is quite true, because when you have a lot of devices, different devices being connected together, if there is a flaw in any one of these device, the same can be acted as a loophole, and the hackers can hack into those devices and they can take control of few of the systems. So ultimately your communication can be exposed, and the security becomes a big concern, because each manufacturer has different devices and they have different protocols, different methods, and there are chances that sometimes there can be some loophole, network breach, which can lead to security issues. Because IoT devices are closely connected, all a hacker has to do is exploit one vulnerability to manipulate all the data, rendering it unusable. And manufacturers that don't update their devices regularly or at all leave them vulnerable to cyber criminals. However, hackers aren't the only threat to the Internet of Things. Privacy is another major concern for IoT users. For instance, companies that make and distribute consumer IoT devices could use these devices to obtain and sell users' personal data. Beyond leaking personal data, IoT poses a risk to critical infrastructure, including the electricity, transportation, and financial services. For example, I heard last time that there is a cleaner, a floor cleaner, who will broom and mop the floor for you. It was a robot, a round circle robot. It will have a camera. So through the camera, the robot can detect the distance. So if there is a sofa or chair, so through the sensors he can detect, and he can see that okay, this is a table. So he need not have to hit the table. So he will make his coordinations and directions accordingly. So he will pass at the sides of the table, but he will not touch or hurt the table. So these kind of sensors it has. So these sensors are only enabled if it has a camera, so he can see. So if suppose there's a hacker who can actually hack into that camera, then he can see your entire house, what's happening inside your house. Similarly in offices and other things. So just an example. So the vulnerability, if it is there, it's of a great risk, but it is also a good advantage for you, that you can also yourself see where it is dirt in your house remotely, and you can start operating your device through the office itself. You don't have to come home to clean the room. So there are advantage and disadvantage of technology, and these advantage disadvantage will always remain there with the technology. Security privacy issues will be there in the future, because in the future we are talking about artificial intelligence, we are talking about IoT. So again a privacy concern will be there, because unless you tell about yourself, other person cannot help you. So in order to get the help, you have to tell about yourself, and when you tell about yourself, there's a risk that someone else could actually steal that data, right? So that is also a major concern. The future of IoT. There's no shortage of IoT market estimations. For example, Brain and Company expects annual IoT revenue of hardware and software to exceed 450 billion by 2020. McKinsey and Company estimates IoT will have an 11.1 trillion impact by 2025. IHS Market believes the number of connected IoT devices will increase 12% annually to reach 125 billion in 2030. Gartner assesses that 20.8 billion connected things will be in use by 2020. So as you see, the future of IoT is too much, and a lot of people are using IoT to make smart devices. IoT potential. Consumer help achieve goals by improving the decision-making capacity via the augmented intelligence of the IoT. Business helps achieve enhanced process optimization and efficiencies by collecting data and reporting on the data collected. City level, could be a big help in improving building management, more efficient traffic flow, water and waste management, and policing. State level could be used in road infrastructure, highway traffic management, healthcare, and the agricultural processes. So you see that at all sectors, all areas of the industry and society, there's a use of IoT devices, and how you can make your devices smarter and make help to get the decision making tasks fulfilled properly and efficiently. We see that all these IoT hurdles which you are talking about, they mostly concern security. But again, one thing which I want to point out, that remember the old days when we started working with these mobile phones. Initially, the mobile phones that we had, they were just having these buttons, right? They were not smart enough. Nowadays, all the phones which we have, we call it as smartphones, right? The previous phones which we had, it was not smart enough. Now after having smartphones again has a risk, right? It has security risk. If someone else steals it, you have all the informations, you have controls, everything, virus can hack you, a lot of things. So there's a lot of things associated with smartphones. But despite of all those things, you still use smartphones because they make your life easy, right? There are security concerns, but the standard companies are making software patches, updating the smartphone softwares, and they are correcting the problems. Similarly, things will happen in IoT as well. All these security concerns with different devices, if the password strength not been good, this is just this beginning. As they will grow, the companies will start formulating a standardized process to communicate with each other. They will start following the security rules to make sure that the security strength is good. The information passed to the internet is being encrypted through strong protocols. So all these things will be taken care of in the future. Even if someone tries to hack something, he cannot alter anything because of the kind of security controls. Like system can identify that, okay, this information is not coming from the trusted source, it's coming from somewhere else. So these kind of trust management can also be built in a better protected, secured way in the future. So I would like to say that going away from IoT because of these security and privacy concern is not the right thing. What is right is to solve these security concerns and the privacy concerns and go ahead with this IoT, because IoT is the future. It's gonna make your life very simple. Let us say from your smartphone, you can control your computer at the home, switch on light, switch off light. You can check your water level of the tank or anything, anything you want, you can do it with the IoT devices. So that's gonna make your life very cool and very simple and very easy. So we must have the IoT thing in the future. It's just that we need to take care of the security and the privacy concerns, which is not a big deal, and we can do that.
Before we conclude, let's once again look at the IoT devices with a different perspective. Major components of IoT. So what are the major components we have? Thing or the device that will communicate to the IoT gateway. IoT gateway will send the data to the cloud. Then the data will be passed on for analysis, either within the cloud or offshore. After analysis, it will be given to the application as the user interface. So these are the five major components of IoT. When we talk about things, these things are nothing but they are the sensor hubs. It can be sensor actuators, local processing, communication. Key attributes could be low power, secure, and peer-to-peer. The IoT gateway could be a gateway to backend. Components could be router, switch, load balancer. Key attributes could be multi-protocol, secure. It's sent to the cloud. It could be the backend. Components could be servers, storage, service platforms. Key attributes could be private or public, secure, analytics. And again, after the cloud, it goes to the application, which is the human machine interfaces. That could be a mobile phone, a tab, or a computer. Now let's take a look to Internet of Things from connection to its benefits. So it starts with device connection, where device connection is done by IoT devices, IoT connectivity, and embedded intelligence. Next comes is data sensing. Capture the data, sensors and tags, and storage. Then comes the communication, which is focused on access, network, cloud, edge, data transport. Then comes data analysis, big data analysis, AI, and cognitive analysis at the edge. Then comes data value, analysis to action, APIs and processes, actionable intelligence. Last one is the human value, which is smart applications, stakeholder benefits, and tangible benefits. Now, as we talk about this connection to benefits, all relates to the same thing which we started initially, that starts with sensing of the data by these things or these machines. So data connection, data sensing becomes part of it. Then comes is the gateway. So communication comes into picture. Then comes data analysis, where you analyze the data to make some meaningful actions. So data analysis and data value come into picture. And last comes the application, where the human value is taken into account. Now, when we talk about applications of the IoT, that at the consumer level, we have Internet of Things, wearables, phones, televisions, and applications, home monitoring, home automation. At the industrial level, we have heavy machinery, transport, smart cities, automation, factories, and healthcare. And once again, recapping the future growth of IoT, there are forecast to be 28 billion connected devices worldwide by 2021. IoT devices will overtake mobile phones as the largest category of connected devices in 2000 in the future. And the number of IoT devices in Western Europe is projected to quadruple between 2015 to 2021. We are in 2020 right now, and it has already been started, and we see a lot of wearable devices, a lot of smart devices are coming nowadays, and all these smartness is all because of the IoT. Once again, this graph shows the improvement and how the IoT devices is gonna make the future.
So thank you for watching Gurukul UTV, and one more interesting episode ends here. I hope you enjoyed the video. And now you know what are these IoT devices. They are these. It acts as a three: collect data, analyze, send data, and analyze the data. So data is collected by the from the actual the main objects like electromechanical devices. It is being sent to the gateway, IoT gateway sends it to the application where these data is analyzed and the meaningful outcomes is being generated. Now, a lot of IoT devices works with the sensors, because sensors play a very important role to sense a certain temperature or a certain activity, and they are ready to take the actions, necessary actions along with it. So I hope you understand the IoT devices. Now it's Internet of Things, where these things are connected to the internet. So Internet of Things is nothing but these things are all these electrical, electromagnetic, or all these different systems which are connected to the internet. So IoT, Internet of Things. So these things are connected to internet, and through the cloud they are being analyzed, and their information sent back, updates are sent back to these devices wherever they are remotely situated in any country or any part of the world. Thank you for watching Gurukul YouTube once again. Please like the video, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And please keep motivating us to make better videos for you. Thank you once again, and take care. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like the video, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.